I'm absolutely buzzing after that win. Thought it was huge.
Good evening, Pommpey here with the team lineups and the first half of this key game against West Brom at Bramall Lane tonight. Well, the expectation, the excitement's there. We've got a string of results together, and we can capitalise on this. And if we beat West Brom tonight, I think we've got a really good chance of getting into the playoffs. Certainly before the end of February, providing we keep the injuries and suspensions out of our window. Tonight's lineup has 4 changes. We've got the return of Jackie Longthrow, a left centre back. Hourihane comes back into midfield, bit of a surprise there. 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶 comes into midfield as well, and the return of Furious George Baldock, which is brilliant to see. But where's he going to fit into the side? Where we've got Bogle in the same side as Baldock, both right-sided right wing backs. Well, as it turned out, Bogle kept his position on the right-hand side, and Furious George went on the left-hand side, which gave me a few doubts, because has he got a left foot on him, and can he attack effectively without having to cut back in on the right-hand channel every single time? Well, the game started and we were largely pinned back into our half for the first 10-15 minutes. It was a bit difficult for us to come out at them, because as much as it came out, West Brom tended to mop things up a little bit and push the ball back into our half and deny us the opportunity to play the ball through the centre or use the wing channels to get it out from our areas. Bash did manage to get in on goal. He kind of dribbled in from the right-hand side. His typical Basham deftness, ball at his feet, goes past players, gets in front of the ball, and then puts it into the Bramall Lane upper. Unfortunately, unlucky Bash, a goal would have been good there. West Brom tended to test us then. They pushed forward again, and there was a couple of long throws. Adam Reach had a shot which ended up in the cop. But again, West Brom tended to mop anything we had up, which was a bit disconcerting, really. And then all of a sudden, on 20 minutes, a goal out of nowhere, really. We push forward, the ball finds itself at the feet of Billy Sharp. He takes a shot, takes a deflection, typical scrappy Billy Sharp goal, but we love him for it. And well done, Billy. It's in, it's a goal, we're 1-0 up, and that's fantastic. And then we played for about 5 or 10 minutes on the front foot, which was good to see, except the fact we were pushed far too far up the pitch, and this allowed one of their players to be clean on goal with just fodders to be. And I was really worried at this spot, because all he had to do was pick his spot, and in from nowhere comes Furious George Baldock to make the most incredible tackle I've ever seen. Takes the ball off him, takes him out of the game. See you later, I've got the ball. Your chance is denied. Well done, George. Welcome back, George Baldock. It was great to see. Then Billy had a similar chance at the other end. The ball bounces over their back four. Billy chests it down. All he has to do is turn, slot the ball low either side. What does he do? Takes it high and smashes it straight to Johnson's chest. Unfortunate that, because Billy usually just buries that. He just eats it. Then Bogle goes down injured on the far side, which worried me, because how are we going to play that one out if he has to go off? We put George over there and then bring Norrington Davis on the left-hand side. Fortunately, Bogle managed to shake the injury off. And then we went through a period where every single ball went forward and it found Andy Carroll. And Andy Carroll also did his usual Andy Carrollisms to try and impose himself on our central defenders by bullying them. I mean, he tried it on Bash a couple of times, and Bash, being the professional, just shrugged him off, which was great to see. But the war in the middle really was run, I think, between Carroll and Egan. I think Egan in the first half won that battle. We'll see what happens in the second half where that's concerned. And Billy got a goal disallowed then. Beautiful ball in from Hourihane, left-hand channel, across the box. It's a ball we've been waiting for so long, so well placed, and Billy just steals in, boots the ball in the back of the net. I don't see it as offside. Never could actually figure out exactly why. But it was disallowed, which is a shame. And then on 38 minutes, Livermore, stupidity, goes in on Hourihane with a foot over the ball. And I think it was a red card. If you're going to compare that with, say, Fleck's red card at Bramall Lane a couple of seasons ago, where he went for a surprising red card, but it did go over the top and it did go into the player's shin, that was a red card. So unfortunately, the guy hasn't got a leg to stand on, and for a while I didn't think Hourihane had either. West Brom then went to 4-4-1 with Andy Carroll being the lone beanpole up the front, and we managed to manage the rest of the first half out in a comfortable manner, although we could have been better placed in having another goal to our advantage, which is what we've got to do in the second half. We've got to come out second half and push West Brom back up the pitch, make the hole count on the pitch, which is something we're not very good at doing against 10 men. Make that hole count, make them run and chase the ball, get the ball into Billy, get another goal, probably 2. Put West Brom to bed now, because you know the joking's over. We need to impose ourselves on this game if we're going to shift up that table. Anyway, over to you, Ollie, for the second half. Brilliant first half so far. 1-0 up the Blades.
Hiya, Blades. So I'm a little croaky. Apologies for that. But yeah, after a decent first half, 1-0 up, they're down to 10 men. What can go wrong from here, right? So we're stood there at half time. We're all having these conversations. We're down in concourse. And the discussion's very much, you know, we're in control of this now. Don't let them have any aerial balls. Don't give them cheap free kicks. Don't give them corners. Don't give them long throws. So second half starts. And for 10 minutes, it's just long throws, corners, free kicks. But this is a different United. Tonight really showed me that this is a different United. You know, we went to the Hawthorns earlier this year. We got mullered. They bullied us. They were too big. But that weren't us today. Jackie Longthrow's heading everything that's coming into the box. Basham is standing up and just being counted. Egan's a man mounting. We just made sure that every header, we won it when they put it in our box. We rode that first 10 minutes. And then suddenly we were on top again. You know, we had a gold-mouth scramble. Norwood's catching these balls to edge at box from corners really, really well. They've made a good block. Then Njai gets his chance and you think, yeah, come on, let's kill the game. 2-0, they're not coming back from that. He's through one-on-one, you know, some really nice play. And it's a great save. He makes a fantastic save, Johnston. But Njai has got to score. But still, we weren't tested even after that point, you know. They bring Callum Robinson on and again, my head's ticking. Oh, God. The most predictable way. But again, it's a different United now. And then we play some more lovely football. We must have had the ball for a minute. We're passing it round. Gibbs-White is popping up on the wing. He's in the middle. We finally get it through. You think he's just miscontrolled it. And that man, the bagsman, Billy Sharp, scores an absolute peach of a goal. He catches it beautiful, right in the corner. Just a brilliant goal to cap what I thought today. United, I didn't think it was a brilliant performance, but I thought it was a brilliant attitude. I thought the work rate was spot on. I'm absolutely buzzing after that win. Thought it was huge. 3 massive points. Up the Blades.
All right, Blades. Here are my player and manager ratings from our 4th win in a row. Wes, I'll give a 7. Not really troubled. Made the saves you'd expect him to make and didn't really make any mistakes. Bogle, I'll give a 7. Had a quiet first half, grew into the game and showed some lovely footwork once again when it mattered. Bash, I'll give a 7, just. Made quite a few mistakes tonight, but also drove us forward and nearly scored. Egan, I'll give a 7. Dealt well with the beast that is Andy Carroll and didn't really make any mistakes. Robinson, I'll give a 7. Made a mistake or 2 in the first half, had me a bit worried, but grew into the game and even had a shot on goal. Baldock, I'll give a 7. Got an assist from his unfamiliar left wing back position. Very quiet in the second half, not really criticism, but I didn't really know he was playing. Hourahan, I'll give a 7. A beautiful cross for the disallowed goal and had some inventive set pieces. Norwood, I'll give a 7, just not his best game, some wayward passes, but did improve in the second half. McGoldrick, I'll give a 7, another that improved and grew into the game, won a few headers, played a couple of lovely through balls, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Njai, I'll give a 7, just really poor first half by his standards, barged off the ball too easily. Maybe unlucky with a one-on-one, really good save from the keeper, and did show his class when we had a flurry of chances at goal. And Mr. Billy Sharp, got to give him a 9. 2 lovely goals, the second a particular beauty. A disallowed goal as well. Ran his socks off despite being on his own up top in the first half. As for the subs, Gibbs-White, lovely to see him back. I'll give him a 7. Showed some nice skill, caused a bit of trouble for West Brom. McBurney, I'll give him a 7. Put himself about, won some headers. Needs more game time, really. Had that good 10-minute cameo, came on for more time today, and I think needs more minutes now. Berger, no rating, not really enough time to comment on him. As for the management, probably my lowest score, really. I'll give them a 6. I think playing Baldock in his unfamiliar position, despite having R&D on the bench, was maybe a mistake, putting square pegs in round holes. I probably would have started Berger over 𝐍𝐨𝐫𝐝 or Hourahan to combat the physicality of West Brom. And for some reason, we kept kicking these high balls to Sharp against the West Brom Giants, and it wasn't really paying off. Maybe we could have brought McBurney on to help with that, and particularly when they had a flurry of long throw-ins and set pieces. That's all from me. Let's move on. Up the Blades.
Hey up Blades, so we're back and with another 3 points in the bag from tonight. Happy days, definitely more positives than negatives to take away from that. One of the negatives is my voice, which I apologise for from singing a certain song that's still going to be going round in my head at 2 o'clock this morning, I'm sure. But no, the only negatives that I could really pick out is that I thought our passing was a bit sloppy in places. If I had to dig anyone out individually, I'd say Bogle was just a bit sloppy on the ball tonight. He was letting it go out of play and what have you. And we did have a couple of passes which went straight across the front of their goal, which was just a bit too reckless for my liking, because it would be typical Sheffield United for some daft little tap-in or accidental goal to turn the entire game on its head. And, you know, thankfully that didn't happen. Positives, obviously, we were on fire. We were carrying that momentum in from the previous games. Everyone was brilliant. I thought Baldock did amazing. Egan was class as usual. Didn't seem to see too much of 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐝, but what I did see was amazing. Didsey was class until he went off as well. Goes without saying, Billy Sharp, probably man of the match again if I've not seen it yet, but just carry on keeping doing what he's doing. The man just loves to score, and I just love to see it. It's just been brilliant. Just to keep that going. When, you know, we had sort of a sketchy 15-20 minutes in the second half where it looked like they might get one back, but we managed to stick it out, and when we got that second in, that was cemented then. Everyone relaxed a bit more, stuck it out to the end, came away with the 3 points. So hopefully we can just carry on that going, because we've got a lot of games to come this month, but I think 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐝 is doing an amazing job. Everyone seems to be gelling together really well at the minute, and I'm happy. You can't find fault with that. So definitely loads of positives to take from tonight. Onwards and upwards. Up the Blades.